No mercy, no remorse, and no rules. This is Phil's Wrestling Show, WWE Extreme Rules Preview. Here comes the pain.
Hello everyone, and thanks for tuning in to Phil's Wrestling Show, WWE Extreme Rules Preview. In this final part, I am taking a look at the main event. The returning next big thing, Brock Lesnar, takes on the face of the WWE, the franchise himself, the leader of the C Nation, John Cena. Now of course, at WrestleMania weekend, the internet was flooded with rumors that Brock Lesnar was in Miami and negotiating a new deal with WWE. Now, of course, a longtime fan like myself was pretty excited to hear such rumors. But like a lot of things on the internet, you can't really believe everything you hear until you see it. So I took it with a grain of salt. I mean, Batista was also in Miami doing a triathlon, so I mean, just because someone's in Miami didn't mean they were going to show up at WrestleMania, and Brock Lesnar didn't show up at WrestleMania. So, of course, speculation continued from there into the next night on Raw, a very hot, hardcore fan crowd. I mean, throughout the night, they were all about, like myself, much in arms about Daniel Bryan's 18-second robbery, and were chanting yes throughout the night. But as John Cena came out at the end of Raw, the night after WrestleMania, he wanted to congratulate The Rock and thank him for his match at WrestleMania. Now, all throughout that promo, the crowd was chanting, "We want Lesnar, we want Lesnar," and they were quite shocked when Lesnar actually did show up, as was I. Personally, after Brock Lesnar retired from UFC, I figured he may do a WrestleMania match, but I certainly never thought he would actually sign up for another year of competition in the WWE. So I'm certainly excited at the return of Brock Lesnar. He's one of my favorite guys. Certainly in my top 10 favorite guys of all time. And as a human being, he's one of my favorite guys of all time, just because he's a maniac and he's awesome. Now, as far as the match here goes tonight, leading up to this match, it's very apparent that Brock Lesnar is consumed with gaining power in the WWE. Not only did he get a big fat contract with lots of money, but he wants even more money. This past Monday on Raw, when we got to the contract signing, after Brock Lesnar has already F5'd John Cena twice throughout this little feud, they had a little pull-apart brawl where Brock smashed Cena right in the face after Cena smacked the taste out of Brock's mouth, and all this culminated in the contract signing this past Monday. Now, of course, John Cena let Brock Lesnar stew a little bit during the contract signing, so Brock took it upon himself to negotiate with Big Johnny Laurinaitis. Not only did Brock want more money, not only is Brock not going to be fined for assaulting anybody, but he also wants Monday Night Raw renamed Monday Night Raw starring Brock Lesnar. So Brock taking a little page out of CM Punk's book and trying to negotiate a new deal about 4 weeks into his contract. So Brock Lesnar's character as the biggest bully of them all is certainly intact. He seems to be enjoying his new role. I haven't really seen any times where he hasn't performed or hasn't been entertaining in his new role. So he's certainly making the most out of his new WWE run. As a fan, that's all I can ask is that he puts his effort in and tries to enjoy it as much as he can, because he's made it very publicly known that the travel schedule for WWE is very hard, as we all know, but he particularly dislikes it. But, I mean, I think he does help business. I enjoy him as a performer. He is very entertaining in his recent performances, so I've been enjoying that. Now, the match here tonight at Extreme Rules, I expect this to be a pretty spectacular match. Something I think John Cena doesn't get enough credit for is that in certain big match situations, his matches are more constructed in the form of a movie more than an actual wrestling match. A great example of this if you go back and watch his last man standing match with Umaga, John Cena versus Umaga, you can truly see how a John Cena match is not unlike a Rocky movie. It has its ups and downs, and especially in these special match situations. Now, tonight's match is just straight out Extreme Rules, so anything goes in the match between Brock Lesnar and John Cena. So I'm expecting this to be a little bit of a test. I think WWE has taken the advice and suggestions of guys like, of course, Vince's son Shane, and of course the man from the dark side, The Undertaker. They've both been advocating over the past years that WWE should really incorporate more mixed martial arts elements into the actual match style.
Hey everyone, PWS Phil here. I don't know what happened. Something messed up at the end of my Brock Lesnar John Cena match preview, so I got to redo the ending here. Now, as I was saying, with the return of Lord Tedside, we've seen a bit of this MMA incorporation into WWE with the knockout finishes he was doing, or ref stoppages. Found it really interesting. I don't really mind it. I think where so many people are into UFC, it certainly wouldn't hurt to add some of those elements into WWE. Now, as far as what's going to happen in the match, I believe a lot of Brock's new offense will be MMA-style moves, full mounts and whatnot, trying to ground and pound Cena. And, of course, Cena will stick to his style, but maybe he'll try some of those moves out too. You never know. Extreme Rules, I expect to be some sort of weapon involvement in there, but at the end of the day, I predict Brock Lesnar to get his victory here in his first match back. A lot of people discussed whether or not Cena could handle another loss, but I think he's got enough wins under his belt where it won't really make a huge difference. He can always get a win back at another time. So my pick for tonight's match is the next big thing, Brock Lesnar. I thank you guys for tuning in and watching my previews, and please check out my Facebook and eBay pages, see what I got up for sale, and enjoy tonight's show. Thank you.
Now available on eBay. Click the link in the description.